Are we live?
Yeah, I think so. I think we are live. Yep.
Are we? Can we see it? Can someone just confirm with us on the comment if you're live out there? Oh, I can see the live button out there. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Amazing. We are live. Let's give a couple of minutes to all the folks to join. And yeah, then we can just kick this off.
Yep.
So, where are you based out of, Abhinay?
So I'm based out of Gurgaon, Delhi, right
Okay.
now. Where are you,
Mm-hmm.
Satvik?
Well, I'm speaking from Pune. What's the temperature like out there? How is the heat out there?
I would say pretty bad. Pretty bad. Like, but not up to the mark where Delhi can go.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like, I think it is like getting heated up, and no pun intended there. Like, it is getting heated up here in Delhi.
That's
Yep.
true. That's true. Absolutely. You are sitting out there. We are doing the first episode of the GTM Clinic. It's gonna be heating up. But
Yes. Yes.
I've got a funny idea, by the way, and you are gonna hate it. Okay. So
Mhm.
I feel like taking you out of the stage right now and just announcing it, but let it be there. Okay. So, and this is for the audience who have joined the GTM Clinic right now. Guys, this is for you. Uh, Please write in the comment where do you belong from, what's the temperature at your place, and the one who has the maximum temperature, who has the highest temperature, Team Bitscale is going to treat you up with a free pizza tomorrow evening, which is Friday evening.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think this
You're
is
fine with that?
a curveball.
You're going to talk to your investors about it?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I think we can get it cleared without a talk. I think this is something that we can get cleared easily.
Amazing.
Yep, yep, yep.
So yeah, already because I don't know, like this is just live right now. I don't know what's going to be happening after the call, because I have already convinced this guy to give each and everyone who actually attends this webinar free 2,000 credits of their platform. So I don't know what he's going to tell me. Maybe I might not be seen here for the next episode. But yeah, right now right now he seems to be pretty cool about it.
Yep, yep, yep. Let's
Amazing.
let's 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 go ahead with that.
Let's
Let's
see.
go ahead with that.
Let's see who wins it. So yeah, I believe most of the people would have joined us by now. It's already 5 minutes, I believe. Yes. So yeah, let's kick it off, Abhinay.
Yep, yep,
So
absolutely.
welcome everyone to our inaugural episode of the GTM Clinic, a place where we solve all your GTM problems live. And this is not just another podcast series or something where we just show you the flow chart and leave you on your own. This is something which we are going to be doing live in front of you. Okay. And now I believe, Abhinay, it's really important for us to give a bit of background on why we even started this podcast series. Because there are a lot of B2B GTM podcasts out there, and many of them are really good ones. Even I follow a lot of them. So, would you mind telling our audience as to why we even thought about the idea of the GTM clinic?
Right, right. Absolutely, absolutely. So, I think it came from like a place where we see a lot of like, even if you scroll on LinkedIn or go to Spotify or search for some podcast, search for some like, knowledge base on LinkedIn, you would see a lot of either like two extremes, either a lot of complex workflows, flowcharts floating around on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
or you would see some very strategy level podcast. All of them have a place, all of them work really good. But what we felt is that sometimes there is a very important fact to be established, that you need a balance of something that is simple enough, but at the same time it is not just strategy, not just words. It is something that people can implement and get value out of. So I think that is just an attempt where we, I think, aligned and thought that, why not, let's do that, because we are a product that helps with that, and you are a person actually live building, learning, doing it for your firm. So we thought, why not come together and make something like this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I would say, like, yeah, thanks to the team Bitscale, thanks to Abhinay, like, yeah, my life is much more easier now, but if we talk about a few months back, I used to be that guy who used to see all those LinkedIn posts. I used to save those LinkedIn posts, and I don't know what happened after that. I used to even comment on, okay, give us the workflow, comment GTM to get the workflow, and all those things. Okay, but all of it made me a bit more anxious day by day. Okay, because there was nothing hands on out there. More things were in the air. Okay, so yeah, here we are clearing the air and making it simpler for everyone. So
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
amazing. So just to let the audience know a bit about me, I am working as a senior manager of demand generation at Accelerate. I currently look through majorly the healthcare and life sciences business unit of Accelerate. In my past, I have worked into supply chain, logistics tech with B2B SaaS, and now with healthcare and life sciences. So, yeah, figuring out a lot of things around JTM, learning new stuff every day. So, yeah, that's a bit about me. How about, okay, by the way, Abhinay is already a celebrity amongst us. So, all of you might be knowing Abhinay, but still, I would give him a 30-second to introduce himself.
Absolutely. And I think that is a very wrong, like, classification for me. I'm none. Like, yeah. So coming back, like, I'm the founder of Bitscale. Bitscale is a GTM orchestration tool. Uh, we help people find the right accounts, right decision makers in those accounts, and help them reach out to them at the right time. Uh, a bit about me, like, we are three co-founders. We started like all like friends from college. We have like always had this idea of having a startup of our own, building for the non-technical space to say. And yeah, like GTM was like the place where, because all three of us had experience in B2B, we saw how sales and marketing and growth in general happened there. So that is why like we inclined towards this field, and we are building a product, solving for this space. Yep.
Amazing. Good to know. So, okay. Um, Much about the GTM clinic, a lot about who we are. Now let's clear the air. Now let's actually talk about what we are going to be doing in our very first episode. So, yeah, what's the first episode all about, Abhinay?
So I think one of the like major pain points that we have seen is, oftentimes if you are trying to first of all build a pipeline, the first step that you do is actually finding out or mapping who are the right accounts and right people that you want to reach out to. Now, if you're a business that sells to offline or majorly offline businesses that do not usually have a LinkedIn presence, and there is sufficient sectors and segments of businesses like that, wherein like they wouldn't have a website in those times, or they wouldn't have a LinkedIn page, or their people wouldn't be present on LinkedIn. So I think that is what we are going to focus in this call, uh, wherein like we through some examples I would try to show that, okay, like these are some scenarios where the companies or the people in those companies do not have like sufficient LinkedIn presence, or they do not have a sufficient website presence, and still through Bitscale, through some processes, we'll find them out.
That sounds interesting, and that even explains why we even chose this topic on the first place and why this is so crucial. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let's move to the very first use case. What's the first use case all about? Just briefly tell us.
Got it. Got it. So for the first use case, being very particular, we are going to focus on the healthcare space, something that Satvik you also look into.
Yeah.
So I picked up a very niche use case there, which is how do we reach out to disposable medical equipment companies and the right people there. Right.
Okay.
Now, I'm specifically talking about the non-SaaS companies here, companies that, are actually the manufacturers, actually the companies operating in the disposable medical equipment space. So we'll go through that list. We'll see how, you find the right accounts, find the right people there, and then finally build your list for that.
Okay, you have something to show to us?
Yep, yep, yep. Uh, yep.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So I think now one of the, I will be honest here and I will first of all say that my presentation skills are very bad. So I think here Claude helps me out. So Bitscale, like our tool, has a connection with Claude. So what I just did was connected my, whatever workflow that I had created, told Claude to
Mhm.
just, briefly put it here. So
Okay.
essentially, what you are seeing is just a three, like, or four step, you can say, process how this
Okay.
is going to happen for disposable
Mhm.
medical equipment.
Mhm.
Now, Bitscale has like two capabilities when it comes to data sourcing. By data
Okay.
sourcing, I mean getting these companies. We have our own database as well, wherein using just keywords like disposable medical equipments or various combinations of those keywords, our product
Mhm.
helps with getting those keywords as well. You can
Okay.
get a initial list of these companies.
Okay.
Additionally, if you want a very live data that, okay, right now, who are all the companies in a particular region, like California, a particular city in California, you can
Mhm.
use our maps feature as well, through which we give you businesses that do not have a website, that do not have a LinkedIn, but they might have a physical store or a physical, like, manufacturing space listed on Google Maps. So using these two sources, which you see here as marked as 1 and 2, you get the
Mhm.
initial company sheet, and then finally, through our own platform, you find the people in those companies.
Mhm.
Right?
Amazing. Amazing. I think that's something special about this particular use case. Like you can even find those accounts which don't have a LinkedIn presence or even a website is not available, right? So why don't you showcase it to us, Abhinay? Just find us a list of all the accounts who actually match this thing, this situation. Ah,
Got it. Got it. So I think maybe if we can move to the yes. So this is an actual, like, jumping right into the product screen that I'm sharing. So
okay.
let me go to this page. So what you see here right now, I'll put off like these are the exact two sources that I showed in the first slide deck, which is
Mm-hmm.
the first option that you see here is our Bitscale's database, which is a database that we have built through our own, scrapers, through our own partnerships with a few data providers.
Okay.
And essentially, one of the very key and important features for businesses like disposable medical equipments is that, and one of the major problems is that you do not have very standard keywords, very standard filters to apply for them. You need to get
Yeah.
creative that, okay, like, how do I
Yeah.
find out these companies? So for
Yeah.
these scenarios, of course, you can put in like one or few combinations of these words. Like, for example, as you
Mm-hmm.
see here, disposable
Mm-hmm.
medical equipment, disposable surgical instruments. But
Mm-hmm.
what our tool helps is it gives you suggested keywords as well. So
Oh,
you,
okay.
in a way, like, you just put in 4 or 5 options, and we give you
Got it.
all the similar keywords that across our database different
Mm-hmm.
companies have, so
Okay.
which describe their work, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So now
That
using
sounds
this
interesting.
yep, yep, yep.
This is something which I never saw in any of the tools. Like I have used almost half a dozen tools. Um, and yeah, I was also looking out for life sciences companies, by the way. So our recent product launches around plasma and blood donor based companies and banks. So I was looking out for this. There was no keyword as such which was available in all the tools. I don't want to name those tools, but yeah, but this seems to be much helpful for me because I can simply put two keywords like plasma donation, blood donation, and I believe Bitscale can give me all the list of different category of companies which are out there. So yeah, definitely there's something which I've never seen before. But yeah, Go ahead.
Great. Yep, yep. So I think this was the filter that I used. For example, we are
Okay.
using for this disposable medical equipment industry
Mm-hmm.
sector. Apart from
Mm-hmm.
that, a few other basics that which I wanted to avoid, because most of the
Yeah.
times what ends up happening with many databases is that
Mhm.
you end up getting mostly the software companies because they have the
Oh
most
yes.
amount of visibility, right?
Yes,
So
yes. Look out. I think I have faced this. I have faced this a lot. When I initially started into HLS, healthcare and life sciences, I went straight up to sales navigator. I simply applied the filter hospitals and healthcare, and 70%, almost 70% of the accounts which I got were just software vendors who were more like my competitors.
right, right.
So that's weird. I don't know why it's so, but yeah,
Yep, yep.
most of the
Yeah,
tools give these kinds of output.
yep. I think, like by definition only, since most databases, and I wouldn't lie and say that, of course, we also are primarily also sourcing data from LinkedIn as a
Mm-hmm.
source as well. Now, one of the
Mm-hmm.
problems there is that LinkedIn is biased towards software businesses more. So
Oh,
that is one of the major challenges if you're, selling to niche industries, very traditional industries,
okay.
where getting their visibility or getting to them is much more difficult because of
Mm-hmm.
them having a very low visibility.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Apart from that, like a basic location filter, we also give a
Oh
ton
yeah.
of other filters as well based on headcount
Mm-hmm.
growth founded here. But
Mm-hmm.
for now, what I did was used just these basic filters, and this was one of the data sources. Now I complemented it with Google Maps.
Oh.
Essentially,
Hmm.
this is the only query that I did. I just put in disposable medical equipment, put in the location as United
Mm-hmm.
States, and using this second source, what you see here in the form of an Excel sheet is my initial data. So I have got their company names, company URLs wherever it is available, and company LinkedIn wherever it is available. So, for example, in some cases, you will see that we got businesses only with a name, but
Okay.
without any company website or without any LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is only a sample data because in
Okay.
each of these cases, you will see, like, for example, we fetched around 13,000 companies. Now, this is a very huge number present in our database. We
Yeah.
got these many companies, and if you combine Google Maps as well to this, so for example, this 10 samples that I sourced are from Google Maps. So combining
Okay.
these two sources, it actually, complements and helps you build your entire TAM, which is
Okay.
very difficult for these, niche industries to get to.
Yes, yes. I get that actually because I have faced that myself. But now, tell me a thing. Uh, with the very first source, that was your Bitscale source, you got a list of all the companies which have some LinkedIn profiles, LinkedIn company URLs, they have some good websites and all. With the second set of source, which was majorly Google Map focused, you got some more, I would say, mom and pop shops, kind of a smaller kind of local uh, businesses, okay, that are
Right,
still doing manufacturing of medical devices, okay. But
right,
we
right.
don't have the LinkedIn company page for these. We don't have the websites for these. Now, how do you actually find the people who are working in these companies? Okay, you don't have the website, you don't have the LinkedIn company page. How do you find the people out there?
Got it. Got it. Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, that is a real challenge because, of course, they do not have any or very less online presence. Now, the thing where, what we call as bit agents on our platform, but
Okay.
essentially, I had hidden this column. Essentially, you create these different columns that do these enrichments where our own tool, which is by the name of bit agent, helps is that you can set up AI prompts, AI processes here to
Mm-hmm.
find the right profile of people. For example, I told it to find the owners, founders, or managing directors of these companies.
Okay.
Now, LinkedIn is one source to find, the owners of companies. Website is one
Mhm.
of the sources. But if you don't have that, uh, there are multiple other sources. You can go to government websites. You can go to, if there are any publicly available yellow pages. Similarly, there are a
Okay.
few other like data sources like that where we have this custom agent that is
Mhm.
instructed to go and find those people. So that
Okay.
is exactly, what ends up happening here. For example, if I told it to find the owners, it went to, any yellow pages if they were available, it found the right person, and in case we found the LinkedIn also, it gave me that as well. And the same
Okay.
happens with other cases as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I believe this seems interesting. This solves our problem of fetching the accounts. Of course, this episode is all about finding relevant accounts, and yeah, that is solved in the very first step. And yes, I believe yeah we are also finding the people in the second step. I think that's good enough.
Yep.
Amazing,
And I, yep,
amazing.
yep.
So, sorry for the interruption here for everyone who is attending us, but a quick announcement. Uh, we are also, we have actually started planning for episode 2 for the GTM Clinic. And this is something you are going to be loving definitely. So, we are happy to announce our second episode of the GTM Clinic, where we are talking all about the conferences and the intelligence you need before even stepping into the future events that you are going to be doing. Uh, we are going to be talking all about that. We are going to be talking about how you can find all the people who are going to be attending the conferences. We are going to be talking about how you can, yeah, of course, become their favorites to meet in the conference before even the conference happens. So, yeah, we are going to be announcing its dates very soon. So, yeah, just go ahead with the registering. And with this, I believe we should move to the second use case. What do we have next, Abhinay?
Yes, so I think maybe we can go to the second slide. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So now, a very similar problem in its soul, but a little different scenario,
Okay.
and with an additional complexity, is that not only do I, in this case, I need to find, first of all, the retail owners in US, but with a additional complexity that I only also want to find the if that how many number of stores they have, because I don't want to find the smaller and the bigger and the medium sized retail shops. I only want, for example, very small retail shops, only 5
Okay.
to 30, let's say. So now
Okay.
this adds additional complexity. Not only am I dealing with companies that have very less visibility on LinkedIn and websites, I'm also dealing with getting more information on them, which is,
Okay.
number of retail stores that they have.
Okay. But
So,
but 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 don't we have a filter out there on Sales Navigator? Like we can simply apply the filter of retail
right.
on Sales Navigator, and yeah, can't we find like all the details from it?
I think great question. Again, the problem again comes there is that not all retail stores would be present on LinkedIn Sales Nav because of
Okay.
the reason again that they do not have a
Okay.
lot of online or LinkedIn presence.
Hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
second, the second problem which we want to solve, number of stores, that might not be the most updated one if at all it is present on LinkedIn. The best source is always to look for publicly available sources or their website and get to know the number of stores that they have.
Okay. I still think it is a bit easier for you. I'll make it a bit tougher for you. Okay. Find me the retail stores who operate in US who have stores from 5 to 30,
Okay.
and the third constant that I'm putting here is you need to find those retail stores who have more sales on the physical store and not on the online. I don't want you to find the D2C stores. I want you to
Right.
find those stores who have more revenue coming up from their physical stores and not the
Okay.
online sales. Can you do this?
Yeah, I think that should be possible. Definitely possible. Let's I think jump right into the product and see how that can be done.
Absolutely. I'm super excited for this. I'm not expecting that you are going to be doing this, but let's see.
Yep. I hope. Okay, I'll go to the second, scenario.
Okay.
Again, same as the previous scenario. Instead of two sources, I'm using only a single bit scale source.
Okay.
So again, like I have used pretty basic filters here to begin with, which is industry filter. This is referring
Mm-hmm.
our own database. I am finding all retail companies who are not a software business. So I'm
Okay.
excluding all these industries. I'm only including retail.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And then I am, also putting a proxy metric that, okay, I only want companies with small number of retail stores. So I'm only finding retail stores that have a very less headcount. Now this is not a very accurate metric, but at least
Yeah.
it narrows down the initial results for me, right?
Okay.
And then after this is done, I'll show you the data set size that we get to. We have gotten to a pretty large data size as well, which is 23,000 or 24,000 retail stores.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
and I'm getting their basic details. Like as you can see, in some scenarios we do not have their website, and like if you scroll down, in some
Mm-hmm.
scenarios we also do not have their LinkedIn. We might not have their LinkedIn URLs as well. Now,
Mm-hmm.
how do we solve like the first initial problem that I said, number of retail stores, and the second
Number of
problem
stores.
yes, yes, and the second problem that you said, which is what is their primary source of revenue? Is it online or is it offline?
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's solve the first problem first. The
got it,
number of retail stores. I'm already interested to know how will you find the number of stores like based in
got it.
US? Like what's the basis?
Got it. Got it. So I think in a scenario like this, Bit
Mm-hmm.
Agent, the tool that I also showed in the first use case, comes like a Swiss knife for you.
Okay.
Essentially, it comes as a single place that through which you can source multiple, sources present online to get any information present on maps, present on websites, present on third-party websites to get
Okay.
information like this. So you can see I have set up a very basic prompt. Of course, I'm not an expert in this field, but just a basic prompt that, okay, look through otherwise other sources going on Google Maps, going on their website if it is available, and find me the number of retail stores that they have. So
Okay.
what this ends up doing is this creates two things for me. It gives me the store count.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, all these
Mm-hmm.
stores, we are checking how many stores that they have, and we are
Oh,
also additionally getting the list of the stores so that if you want to verify the results, you have the results with you as well, right?
okay. Okay. Sorry to interrupt you here. So this is for everyone who have been sticking with us so far. By the way, we are going to be sending you all the prompts. We are going to be sending you all the templates that we are talking about. We are going to be sending you everything. So yeah, don't get overwhelmed about it. We will also create some custom templates if you need. I can create it. Abhinay can create it, or someone from the Bitscale team can definitely help you out with that and help you out with prompting. So feel free to ask any questions if you have in the comments down below. Feel free to give us any suggestions which you want to see, and yeah, we are surely going to be considering them in the future episodes. Okay. Amazing. Amazing. So, okay, we have found the store. I was not very hopeful about this, honestly, but Bitscale did the magic. But now comes the challenging part. How will you even find, like, if this particular retail company is making more sales via online versus these physical stores? What's the basis, what's the logic of finding this kind of thing?
Right, right. Got it. There are a few factors, of course, like a combination of factors, because getting the actual revenue is one of the most difficult tasks. So
Mhm.
always you need to get to that through some estimates. It can be looking at the company's website visits. Okay, like if they have only two stores but their website visit is very lopsided. For example, if they have a monthly website visit of 1 million people but their
Mhm.
retail stores are only 3, that can mean that okay, they are pretty heavy on online sales. They have a lot of ads running, for example, online ads that directs them towards their website. That can also be a good signal that okay, they are very online heavy D2C store. uh,
Okay.
Similarly, on the opposite direction, if they have a lot of new launches coming around retail stores, if they have a lot of social media activity that promotes their retail openings, retail launches, then that can be a good signal that okay, they are very offline led business. So there are many of these different directions through which you can go. Some of them I have tried to set up using our bit agent once more.
Oh, again,
Yep, absolutely. Bitscale, Bit Agent strikes back.
I
So,
think Bit, I think Bit Agent is gonna be the third panelist in this podcast from the next episode.
yep, yep, absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
gonna kick me out someday. Ah, I'm already
Uh,
jealous. Okay,
uh,
let's go ahead.
I think the first one is going to be me that it kicks out because all my workflow building is going to be taken over by Bit Agent.
Yeah.
So, like all that process I described, now I can
Okay.
be very methodical in writing this prompt and describe all those things that, okay, look
Hmm.
for these signals, look for these signals.
Hmm.
But just to keep it more vague, I have done a very basic prompt. Now I could spend some time here, refine this prompt as well. And this is also something that we'll share as value with you, as Satvik, you also said
Yeah.
we'll share some sample prompts, we'll share some of these prompts in a very descriptive manner as well if you need help with that. But essentially what ends up happening when I set up this bit agent is it gives me
Hmm.
results like this, wherein it
Hmm.
is telling me like whether it is online
Oh.
sales, whether it is offline sales. Like I think most of the
Hmm.
times what we end up finding is it is online sales, and you will see that in many cases I'm not finding the result. It is
Okay.
because of the initial condition put by us is we only want to do research where number of retail stores is between 5 and 30.
50/30.
So
Yeah.
wherever it is not the case, in fact, sorry, not 5 to 30, 4 to 30, I had put in like a
Okay.
one less limit. So in
Okay.
those scenarios, what is happening, I'll just show the reasoning behind it. Uh, so it is doing like analytics like this, wherein it is
Hmm.
looking at some websites, it is looking at some sources, and it is
Hmm.
based on that it is inferring something that okay, based on this it seems to me that it is majorly a D2C, not a offline based business. Yep,
Okay. Yeah,
yep,
that's pretty logical.
yep.
I'm happy that you were able to take up the challenge and yeah, whatever it is. Okay. But yeah, this looks interesting actually. Now I would like to again interrupt you a bit here. And yeah, majorly now comes the moment which yeah we had promised about. So, first of all, people, if you have been live with us so far, thanks a lot for first of all registering for the inaugural event. We got some really amazing response. We were not expecting to get such good response. Actually, when me and Abhinay were talking, we were just yeah, we just I just told him in the air. I was like, hey, let's do it. And then he also just agreed for it, just like that. I don't know why. And now we are sitting here. We have already got more than 100 registrations. And more importantly, those were not just registrations. People were actually looking forward for the episode because I have had a conversation with a lot of you already. And I can see you are pretty positive about it. So, yeah, as we told at the start of this episode, Abhinay, it's your moment to announce the giveaway. What's
Yep,
there
yep.
for the audience?
So I think unless you arm twist me into, giving out some more stuff, I think what we had in plan was uh, anyone who joins, or registers, if you like or if you find value in whatever we have presented till now, and if you want to try out exactly this or a version of this, what we'll have done is we'll share 2000 credits on the house of the platform. You
Okay.
can go ahead, start using the product, test it out. We'll share, because we want to make it a very usable and value giving series. We'll share both the use cases that we talked about with you. And of course, like, apart from that, me, Satvik, or anyone from my team is always up for a talk. If you need to discuss something, if you're solving any, like, traditionally a basic problem like these, and you need some help, need some brainstorming, happy to get on a call, help you out as well. I think these three things is something from my end that we can do.
Amazing. And guys, I need to tell you, this was me who actually initiated the giveaway. So, yeah, you need to follow me up. You need to thank me later. You can write in the comments. But yeah, I'm a good guy.
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing.
I think that as well.
Amazing. Amazing. So, do you have something more like here? Do we need to see something more? Is there any bonus use case or something you want to show or you have prepared of?
I think following the basic or similar principles that we did for those two scenarios, I think I had a third scenario that I also wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Maybe I'll quickly go over that. Idea was that
Yeah.
whatever we looked at those two use cases, if we extend that to other industries. For example, I have taken the example of Indian export houses, which are traditionally a very
Oh,
family led, very closed door businesses. Again, they do not have a
that's
LinkedIn
true.
presence. Again, they wouldn't be present on websites. So
They are
again,
totally offline businesses. They are totally
yes.
offline.
Yep, absolutely. So now again, in those like those scenarios, we use two data sources, something that we used for disposable, manufacturing equipments and retail stores as well. Uh, Again, like, you use stuff like company keywords, you put in a
Mhm.
few examples of exports or export houses, and we create other combinations of those. Again, the same principles, same set of features, we put in other filters. And additionally to that, we use Google Maps as well. We find
Okay.
out all export houses that are listed on Google Maps. They might not have a website, they might not have a LinkedIn, but based on these two things, we generate this list. So for example, we are also getting export houses that might or might not have a website, and they definitely do not have a LinkedIn, right? So we are getting
Okay.
these, you know and
Okay.
using our own database, Bitscale database, then you can find the people who are of right profile in these companies, the owners, the business
I was
owners.
about to ask this. I was
Mhm.
about to ask this because the
Yeah,
previous use cases which we solved, okay, the most important thing was we were solving it for the US market. Okay, our target geography was US. I believe most of the businesses in US are pretty much digitalized. They if they don't have LinkedIn presence, they at least have website or at least have some traces of their business in local directories. Okay,
correct,
so yeah, I can see it's pretty easier to do. Not so easy, but at least it is doable via bit agent. But in
correct,
case of Indian export houses, okay, which are literally just small shops, like I have seen these export houses. When I used to work earlier in the like logistics tech, at that time, many of them used to submit an inquiry to us. And when I used to look at how big their business is, it's just a small shop of like 1,000 square feet or something. Okay, and they were operating out of it. They had no online presence, nothing like that. So in such cases, and there will be many other industries also, I'm not denying that in US there won't be such businesses. There will be some category of businesses who are still not that much digitalized in the US. So in such cases, how do you even find people using like people search, using bit agent? Like in these kinds of categories, how is it feasible?
Right, right. Again, like the same, like I think we want to build on those, similar concepts that, okay, how can you effectively combine, sort of create a waterfall of what data sources a platform like Bitscale has, and then
Mm-hmm.
combine it with any kind of online research. And I think at the end of the day, this is also replicating what a person trying to do this manually would also do. You would try to look at some of your own
Okay.
databases if you have them, and then you would go online, look at multiple places, you will look at Google
Mm-hmm.
Maps, you will look at multiple different sources, and then combine all that data. You
Mm-hmm.
can look at government websites also if there are registered businesses by that name or in that category. So doing all of that, the end goal that you're trying to achieve is, first of all, like the same that we have done here, is first use Bitscale's own database, and second, again I'm going to name the tool BitAgent, uh,
Yeah.
using BitAgent's live scraping, giving it the objective: find me the owners, CEOs, founders, managing directors of these companies. And this especially comes out when we are doing it through Google Maps. We are finding these businesses through Google Maps because sometimes the website is not there. But still, like in scenarios like this, uh, you know, Bit Agent ends up finding, the CEOs and founders of these companies very easily. So you are combining Bitscale's data source plus Bit Agent and getting to a combined data source like this, wherein, like, even if we started with only 40 or 50 companies, we are able to find 250 relevant people in those
Mm-hmm.
companies, which is a combination of Bitscale's database and BitAgent. Yep.
Okay. That again seems to be very interesting to me. But yeah, it's good. It's good. Are we moving towards the end of our episode now? Do you have anything more, Abhinay, for this episode? Or let's save up something for the next one.
Yes, yes, I think let's do that. Let's do that.
Amazing, amazing. So I don't know, like we can't see the live metrics right now, how many people, how many of you are still live with us. But if you're still live with us, thanks a lot for being a part of this whole episode. Thanks again for, yeah, being a part of the inaugural episode of our the GTM clinic. You're going to be getting a lot more interesting stuff going ahead. Like in the very first episode, we wanted to start with the very basic stuff, which is more like a foundational stuff. But yeah, most of the businesses get it wrong, and it's actually not about them. It's more about their industry, okay, and the nature of the industry. So yeah, we really wanted to take this up. And yeah, by the way, as we mentioned earlier also, if you have any feedback for us, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments down below. Again, a quick shameless plug out there. We are going to be announcing episode 2 very soon. It's all going to be about conferences and events and how you can capitalize them before, and how you can build relationships and make people know you before you even attend those conferences. So, yeah, this one is going to be again an interesting one. And yeah, any last words from you, Abhinay?
I think Satvik, you have pretty much very, like, concisely summed it up, like what the thought process also is.
Yeah.
And always it is going to be sharing something of value and sharing some things that we are seeing along the way. Of course, that might or might not include some of the tools that we are working with. It might also include some open problems that are
Yeah.
still like something that we're trying to solve. I think events also that we are talking about is also one of those open problems. Very
Yeah.
actively, you want to find those very hot signals, hot leads that you can reach out, connect, build rapport with. So yeah, just I think let's get started on that, and I think people will definitely find some great value in the second session as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Amazing then. We both sign off at this place and see you all again in our second episode. See you all in the DMs. We are going to be yeah, sending you any recordings if you need. Just write it out in the comments. Either Team Bitscale or me will personally send it to you. And yeah, until next time.
Yep. Have a
Thank
nice day.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.